know so far is that the government, and it started at 4:45 p.m. local time in Caracas. This is the second most important blackout since March, and it is the second that involves Caracas. It's the fourth major blackout in the country in at least 5 months. After a couple of hours, almost 3 hours after this started, the government released a statement read by Communication Minister Jorge Rodriguez, saying that this was an electromagnetic attack. Now, he didn't blame anyone. He didn't say who it was from, but he blamed, as usual, third parties. He didn't speak about how long they would take to recover and restore the electricity in the country. We're talking about almost the entire country without electricity right now. Now, situation is not as complicated as it was before, because at least some parts of Caracas, the capital, and other parts of the country have their lines working. But at the first, no lines were working. So we were talking about a complete blackout, a major blackout of communications, electricity, no access to water. So it's a chaotic situation again, only months after this started in March. Let's not forget that in March, Venezuelans experienced at least 7 days without electricity. And now Venezuelans and most people I've talked to fear that this is going to happen again, and this is going to be the same. Even us journalists had to move right now. For example, I'm in a hotel, which is the only place that has internet connection, electricity, water, and access to food.
Ana Vanessa, you mentioned that this is not the first time that Venezuelans have been left in the dark. How has this issue been politicized in the country?
Well, it immediately was taken by Juan Guaido, the interim president, a recognized interim president by at least more than 50 countries, and that was sworn himself interim president back in January, I'm sorry. And he immediately took to Twitter to say that this again was a failure of the government, that this was not part of any attack, but part of a corruption that he has been speaking about since the beginning of his, let's say, public career this year. And he called to the streets again. He already called to the streets. I mean, this was going to happen, but right now he took this immediately after it happened. He took it and said that Venezuelans must go to the streets to protest against this fourth major blackout in the country. I'm going to repeat this because it's really important. We're talking about the fourth major blackout in at least 5 months, and the second nationwide blackout that includes the capital city of Caracas.